You've been working 10 hours and your feet are still aching.
I'm Nick Hamman on 5FM, broadcasting live from a car in the middle of Atteridgeville. You're going to hear a lot more about that a bit later. But right now, I'm really excited to have on somebody who I think is an exceptional songwriter that over the course of the last year has grown in so many different ways, sonically and others. We're going to chat about that. He mentions he digs South Africans because he gets the chance to say, how's it? But Dean Lewis, how's it going, bro?
How's it, bro? How you going? I'm really good. Excited to talk to you. And we have so many, I'm from Australia and there's so many South Africans in Australia. So, and I get so many messages from people in South Africa saying, come over. So I'm so happy to talk to you. And thanks for taking the time.
It's a pleasure, man. And you're an Aussie that's currently living in the States and you have been for a little bit of time. I mean, how's that been going?
Yeah. I love it. I actually just moved to Nashville because of the songwriting community over there. And there's just so much stuff happening there. It's much more central, you know, to get to Europe and stuff like that. And obviously in America, but I'm loving it, man. It's great.
I'd read in the bio to the new single Looks Like Me that basically what you wanted to do is take the toxicity of a relationship and turn it into something catchy, audible, and digestible. But at the same time, what's quite cool for you is, you know, this is something that's a lot more upbeat and it's got a different kind of a feel from the things that we've been used to from you. How did, what kind of informed you going into this new space?
Yeah, I mean, I just wrote so many songs during COVID, right? Like I mean, I guess it's still going, but for me, it was the album finished and then I had 2 years and I just kept writing. And this song was just really based on this relationship that I was going through at the time. A lot of the new ones are based on this relationship. And this one just weirdly, like it was just different. It had this groove to it. You know, I write so many songs and a lot of them are quite straight and emotional. And every now and then I'll like push a little bit and I don't really know what I'm doing. It just sort of, you know, the song just pushed in this direction. And when I'd play it to my friends, especially like some of my friends who were girls, they would just start to like dance. And so we knew we had something a bit different with that kind of like beat. I don't know what kind of beat. It's like a kind of beat and people would just start moving. So it's a bit different, but it wasn't really intentional. It was just kind of just came out like this. And then all of a sudden it's like everyone loves it. So we put it out.
And you reckon we'll hear more of this kind of stuff from you? I mean, I know you're busy putting the final touches on your album. Is it looking like a bunch of this kind of stuff? Is there all Dean Lewis? Is it all sort of mixed together?
This is definitely probably the most out there song. I think a lot of the other songs, like the one that's next, is very much going back to very me. This is the kind of the only kind of out there, kind of dancey, I guess, kind of song. Everything else is because I really tried to take the 2 years and try to figure out what do I have to offer, because I'm bad at a lot of things, but I'm good at like one thing. And so I tried to figure out what that thing was for me. And I tried to go more into that. So the other songs are even more me going into like, you know, how I was in the first album, but a little bit more into what I think that I have to offer. So I spent a bit of time trying to figure that out.
And I mean, that's been the world, right? There's been nothing to do other than reflect. But I don't know what it's like in Nashville. I'm not sure what it's like in the States. I know in Oz back home, I mean, things sort of go up and down. But are you able to plan the next year of your life at all? Like in terms of, I mean, you're going to have this album out. You're going to want to get it on the road and tour it and have people see it. Is that a reality? Are you thinking like that?
Yeah, I think we've pushed the tour back so many times. But, you know, I think me and so many artists, we're all kind of waiting for this thing to end. And I think now it's at the point where, okay, the world's changing. You know, just in regards to like, for me looking forward, it's like, no matter what now, I'm just putting out music.
And I mean, I've been asking this to a lot of artist mates over the last little while. I mean, how big a part of what you did or where you got your joy from was live performance? Because, you know, for a lot of people that are in the music game, the comfort and the joy comes from writing the songs and it comes from having people hear them in any which way. And then you get people who have almost been like losing a part of themselves because they haven't been able to be on stage. Or where do you think you fit in that scale?
Yeah, I mean, man, I never like the live stuff was always very anxiety ridden with me. Like it was always like I was never one of those people who was like, man, I belong here, you know, like get up on stage. Like I was always like, God, like am I gonna screw this up? You know what I mean? And look, but I think having this time off, because I was touring for 4 years and then it was COVID for 2, and now I'm like, oh, if you're writing songs in your room and you're releasing them, it's really it's really weird. And if people aren't singing them back to you and you can't play them, there's almost no point in releasing music. So for me, I guess I really realized the importance of playing live. Before it sort of seemed like a thing, you sort of look, it was enjoyable sometimes, but it was very full on. And I know how ungrateful that sounds. Just, I don't know, my personality is not really wired for that. But now I'm like, oh my God, dude, like I want to get out and play. Like, and I did a show 2 weeks ago in New York, and it was the first one done in 2 years, and it was so insane. And seeing people's faces, and they were right there, and then you can hear them singing back your songs. It was like, I didn't know if this would ever come back again.
Well, I mean, you're somebody who, among the billions of streams which you have, which I'm sure from time to time you sit back and go, that is nuts. I mean, that you've written songs that have become the fabric of people's lives. You've written tracks that people like transfer their own emotion through, you know what I mean, and their own breakups and their own heartbreaks, which is a crazy thing. So I think the ability to get back on stage and share that with people is something that anybody would want. And if you've written the songs, you kind of deserve that in a way. Listen, man, I mean, I know it's the cordial sort of guaranteed way that one ends these kind of things, but I really do think that you would do super well down in SA, and I think that you should come out should the opportunity presents itself. And I'm sure you'll tell me that there is a plan to or something like that, but I genuinely do think it would be great.
No, look, I bet, everyone always says this, man. I'd love to get down wherever the interview, but like, honestly, man, bro, I get so many messages from people from South Africa. Like, it's, I was telling my manager, I'm like, there's a lot coming from South Africa, and there's certain places where I get a lot of messages from, and a lot of places I don't. But South Africa is a place that I get so many people saying come down consistently, and there will be a plan. Like, we're just planning the whole world thing right now, but I just want to get down there. There's no doubt I will. And we are looking into it because I do get so many messages and I appreciate it. So yeah, we're definitely going to come down, like 100%.
I'd love it, and I think the country would too. Dean, it's great to talk to you, and it's good to hear you're doing well and that there's a lot going on in your life at the moment. And I think we're excited. We're excited for the album. Congrats on putting the final little pieces together, and well done on the single. We're going to play it on 5, and I think people are really going to dig it this time.
Hey, I really appreciate the time. Thank you very much.